So today I'm going to do sums of moment of inertia, sum number 1 to 7 of page 463. So before I start the sum, I'll tell all of you to open your Newton physics book to page 463 and please look at the sums given in your book. Okay, so I'm not going to copy the sums. You're going to see the sum from your book and I'm going to give the solution of the sums. Okay, now before doing the sums, today only 1 to 7 sums we will do, which are basically based on your angular acceleration, angular velocity, angular displacement, then it's your torque, kinetic and rotational kinetic energy, angular momentum. So these are the three equations of rotational motion. Okay, so these are the few formulas we are going to use today and do the sum. So all of you please open page 463. Okay, so I hope you have opened the page number. So let's start with the first sum. So the first sum goes, a grindstone starts from rest. Now it is starting from rest and has a constant angular acceleration of 3 radian per second square. Okay, so alpha is given as 3 radian per second square. Okay, so this is the angular acceleration. You are asked to find out angular displacement. That means theta you have to find out and angular speed after 2 seconds. That means your theta you have to find out and omega you have to find out, and time is given as 2 seconds. So in 2 seconds you have to find out the angular displacement and the angular velocity. Now before I start the sum, let me tell you students, since it is given here second square, so we will not do any conversion over here because everything is in angular velocity or angular acceleration and angular displacement. But suppose it is given rotation per minute, in that case you are going to multiply whatever the value is given with 2 pi by 60. Here you don't have to do any alteration, keep it as it is. So let's start. So alpha is given, that means angular acceleration is given to us. You know that alpha is equal to omega by t. So we can easily find out omega. So if alpha is equal to omega by t, so what will omega be equal to? It will be equal to alpha into t. You know the value of alpha, you know the value of t. You can easily put it. So how much is alpha? 3. How much is your time? 2. So what is the answer? 6 radian per second. So your angular velocity is 6 radian per second. This is the first answer we have got. Now if we have found out omega, we can easily find out theta. You know omega is equal to theta by t. So what will theta be equal to? Omega into t. Okay, so you have just now got omega as 6 and time is given as 2. So you will get theta as 12 radians. Okay, it is 12 radian. Okay, again I am telling you, angular acceleration is given as 3 radian per second square. Angular displacement you have to find out. Angular velocity you have to find out. Time is given as 2 seconds. Now already I have written the working formulas over here. So from the formula you can easily see that alpha is equal to omega by t. Okay, that means angular acceleration is angular velocity by time. So you know angular acceleration, you know time, you can easily find out angular velocity. So omega is equal to alpha into t, which is 3 into 2, which is 6 radian per second, and omega is equal to theta by t. Theta is equal to omega into t, which is 6 into 2, 12 radians. So this is the first sum which is given in your book. Okay, I hope you have understood this sum. Students, please try to understand these sums and try to do the sum yourself after understanding. Okay, now let's go to sum number 2. So what is given in sum number 2? In sum number 2, it's given the angular velocity of a wheel increases from 1200 to 4500 RPM, revolutions per minute. Okay, so that means omega 0, angular velocity at 0 means what it is, initial angular velocity is given as 1200 RPM. Now since it is given as RPM, so obviously here you have to convert it into your seconds, radian per second. So we will multiply 1200 into 2 pi t and convert it into seconds. Okay, so if you do it 30, now you can easily cancel this, so you get it as 40 pi. Let us reduce the sum. Let us reduce the bigger number into smaller number. So we have got omega 0 is equal to 40 pi. Now let us find out omega t. It is given as 4500 rpm. Again we will convert this into pi. Okay, so we get 4500 into 2 pi by 60. Why 60? Because 1 minute is 60 seconds. Okay, so if you cancel again, so you get 30, 0, 0 cancel, so you get it as 150. So you see here that our value has reduced to smaller number. So omega 0 is 40 pi, omega t is 150 pi. What you asked to find out? Time. Now time is given as 10 seconds. Okay, you are asked to find the angular acceleration. Okay, so you can see that from the three formula given to you, the most appropriate formula is the first formula, which is the formula of angular, the first equation of rotational motion. Okay, so we get omega t is equal to omega 0 plus alpha t, because everything else, all the other quantities are given to you. You can easily find out alpha from here. So if I put the values of omega t, omega 0 and alpha, we will get alpha is equal to omega t minus omega 0 by t. Okay, let me bring omega 0 this side, so it is omega t minus omega 0 by t. Okay, now you know what is the value of omega t, 150 pi. What is the value of omega 0? 40 pi. By time is 10. Okay, so let me solve it. So how much you are getting? 150 minus 40 is 110 by 10 pi, which is 11 pi. So your angular acceleration is 11 pi radian per second square. Okay, so we have got the value of angular acceleration, the first quantity we have found out. Now number of revolutions made during this time. Okay, that means we have got the angular acceleration as 11 pi. They have asked you to find the number of revolutions produced at this time. Okay, so to find that, first we have to find out the angular displacement. Okay, first we will find out angular displacement. If you can find out angular displacement, we can easily find out the the revolutions per second. How many revolutions are made during this time? Okay, now there are two formulas given to you for finding out the value of theta, angular displacement. Now, so we will use this formula. Theta is equal to omega 0 t plus half alpha t square. Okay, let us use this formula, or you can rather you can use this formula. This will be better for you, because let us not go to the complicated one. Let us put in this formula wt square, because this one is the easier one. We know, because you already found out the value of alpha, omega 0 plus 2 alpha theta. Okay, so what will theta be equal to? Omega t square minus omega 0 square by 2 alpha. Now you have already found out omega t square. It is 150 pi whole square minus 40 pi whole square by 2 into 11 pi. Now students, if you solve this portion, okay, you get 22500 pi square minus 1600 pi square by 22 pi. Now if you solve this portion, okay, so at last if you solve this portion, you will get it as 950 pi, okay, radian. You will get the answer as 950 pi radian. Use your calculators. Okay, for it means now you are allowed to use calculators. So for this big calculations, please use your calculators. So we have got as 950 pi. Okay, now pi radian. So to convert pi radian into number of revolutions, to convert into number of revolutions produced during this, to find out number of revolutions, what you are going to do? You are going to divide theta by 2 pi. If you divide theta by 2 pi, you will easily get the number of revolutions produced during that time. Okay, so what is the value of theta you have got? 950 pi. Okay, and divided by 2 pi, so pi cancels. What you are left with? 475 revolutions. Okay, so you get the number of revolutions produced is 475. Okay, So I hope you have understood the second part. Okay, so please please understand and try to do this sum yourself. Okay, you have to understand this sum and then do it. Now let us move to sum number 3. Okay, sum number 3, it's given a constant torque turns a wheel through an angle of 40 radian in 2 seconds. Okay, so 40 radian, that means theta is given as 40 radian. Okay, your angular displacement is given as 40 radian. Okay, time is given as 2 seconds. And from rest, now rest is given means omega 0 is given as 0 radian per second. That means your initial velocity is given to you as omega 0 and initial angular velocity rather. Okay, now they have asked what is alpha. That means they have asked the angular acceleration, the value of angular acceleration. Okay, so from all the 3 equations, which one is appropriate? This formula WT is not given to us, so we cannot use this formula. So theta is given to us. You can easily put in the second formula of rotation, equation of rotational motion, and find out the value of alpha. So theta is equal to omega 0 t plus half alpha t square. Okay, so what is the value of theta given? 40. What is omega t? 0 into 2 plus half into alpha into 2 square. Okay, so you get 40 is equal to half into alpha into 4 square into 4, which is equal to 2 alpha is equal to 40. Alpha is equal to 40 by 2, which is 20. Okay, so you get alpha is equal to 20 radian per second square. Okay, so we have easily got the value of angular acceleration as 20 radian per second square. Okay, now after this we have not finished with the sum. It's given if the same torque continues, then what will be the angular velocity after 10 seconds? That means what they are asking? They are asking you to find out the value of omega t, angular velocity after 10 seconds. So we have got alpha. Now you can see that there are 3 equations given to us. You know for the second part, we have got omega 0 as 0, alpha is equal to 20, and your time is given as 10 seconds. You're asked to find out omega t. Okay, so obviously we'll put in the first formula. So omega t is equal to omega 0 plus alpha t. Okay, so what is the value of omega 0? 0. What is alpha? We have got 20. What is the time given? 10. Yes, 10 seconds. Yes. So what is the value of omega t? It's 200 radians per second. Okay, so we have easily found out the value of the angular velocity at time 10 seconds. Okay, time is given as 10 seconds. We have found out the angular velocity at 10 seconds. Okay, next the fourth sum. Look at the fourth sum in your book. So in the fourth sum, it's given a sphere of mass 25 kg. That means M is given as 25 kg. Okay, and diameter of 0.4 meter. Okay, that means diameter. So suppose this is a sphere. Okay, so if this is the sphere, this is the center. So this diameter, whole diameter is given as how much? 0.4 meter. Suppose this is the center O. So what will be the radius? This much. It will be 0.2 meter. Okay, so if D is equal to 0.4 meter, R will be equal to 0.2 meter. Why? Because radius is diameter by 2. Okay, next what they have asked? They have asked, and also it's given that it is revolving around its geometrical axis at the rate of 2100 revolutions per minute. Okay, so so they have asked find the moment of inertia and the angular momentum. Okay, so moment of inertia, what is the formula of moment of inertia of a sphere which is rotating, which is revolving around a geometrical axis? Already I have told you that you have to learn those formulas. So the moment of inertia for a sphere revolving around a geometrical axis, it is 2 by 5 mr square. Okay, you know the value of m, you know the value of r, so just put it 25 into 0.2 whole square. Okay, so if you solve it, you'll get it as okay, 5 cancels, so you get it as 2 into 5 into 0.04, which is equal to, it will come out as 0.4 kg per meter square. Okay, kg meter square. So the moment of inertia of a sphere which is revolving around its axis, it is 0.4 kg meter square. Again and again I told you students, and again telling you that you have to revise the moment of inertia of different quantities which I have already given you as notes, because those will be required when you are doing the numericals. Okay, so please revise those formulas. Now let us do the second part. Now coming to the second part of the fourth sum. In the second part they have asked to find out the angular momentum J. Okay, angular momentum J. Now what is the formula of angular momentum? Angular momentum is J is equal to I omega. See, I have already written the angular momentum J is equal to I omega. Now just now you have found out the value of I as 0.4 kg meter square. Omega is given to you as 2100 RPM revolutions per minute. Okay, so 2500 revolutions per minute obviously will convert it into seconds. So it is 2 pi by 60. Okay, let us put it in the value. So J is equal to 0.4 into 2100 into 2 pi by 60. Okay, can easily cancel 30, 0, 70. So how much it is coming? 2.8. Okay, sorry, 28 is coming, 28 pi. Okay, 28 pi. So you can put the value of pi as 3.14 or keep it as it is. Okay, so it is 28 pi kg meter square per second. Okay, kg meter square per second. Put the value of pi as 3.14 and you will get the exact answer as 88 kg meter square per second. So the angular acceleration, angular momentum in this case is 88 kg meter square per second. Okay, hope you have understood the fourth sum. Now let us go to the fifth sum. Okay, now what is the fifth sum? Fifth sum, it is telling calculate the angular momentum of a disk whose rotational kinetic energy is given as 10 kilojoules. So kinetic energy K is given as 10 kilojoules. Okay, so 10 kilojoules, obviously you know 10 kilojoules means 10 into 10 to the power 3 joules. Okay, so it is given as 10 into 10 to the power 3 joules. 10 into 10 to the power 3 joules. Now, and moment of inertia about its axis is 4 points. So I is given as 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 4. 10 to the power 5 minus 4 kg meter square. Okay, kg meter square. You are asked calculate the angular momentum. Okay, so what is the formula of angular angular kinetic energy? K is equal to half I omega square. Okay, and what they have asked? They are asked to find the angular momentum. So first we have to rotate. Your kinetic energy is given and moment of inertia is given. Omega is not given to you. So from here, first we have to find out a relation between rotational kinetic energy and your what to tell you, the angular momentum. Okay, so how we will do it? So if I multiply, what am I getting? 2k is equal to I omega square. So I omega square, can I balance it as I omega whole square by I? Yes, I can do it. Yes, because I whole square means I square by I gives you I. Okay, now just now you have seen, I have already written the formula I omega. What is I omega? It's nothing but angular momentum. So what is the relation we get? 2k is equal to j square by I. Okay, so what is j equal to? Root over of 2ki. So we have already got the relation. Angular momentum is equal to root over of 2 into rotational kinetic energy into moment of inertia. You know the rotational kinetic energy, you know the moment of inertia, you can easily find out the value of angular momentum. Okay, so this sum you are going to solve it yourself by putting the values. I have already I have already put the values over there. Okay, so please put the values, solve it. and get the answer. Okay, hope you understood the relation between angular momentum and kinetic energy. Okay, so this is your task. Please complete the sum and find out the answer. Okay, put the value of k already given. I put the value, do the square root and you get the answer. Okay, now let us move to sum number 6. Two more sums left, students. So let us move to sum number 6. Now what is sum number 6 telling? Sum number 6 tells our disk has moment of inertia of 0.5 kg meter square. Okay, so what is the moment of inertia I given? It is 0.5 kg meter square. Okay, it's a disk given. Find the work done to increase the speed from 3 rps to 8 rps. That means the revolutions. Okay, so omega 0 is given as 3 rps. Okay, and omega t is given as 8 rps. Okay, so the first initial angular momentum is 3 and final angular momentum is 8. Okay, so you have asked to find the work done. Now, so here what you are going to do over here, kinetic, what is the formula of kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is half into I omega square, right? And you are asked to find work done. Now, you know that when I was doing kinetic energy, I taught you the energy. When I was doing the chapter work done, I taught you the work energy theorem. Do you remember work energy theorem? So we'll be using the work energy theorem over here. Okay, so work done, it is nothing but the kinetic energy, because the kinetic energy which is produced is basically the work done. Okay, so here work done will be equal to half into I into omega t square minus omega 0 whole square. Okay, it is omega t square minus omega 0 whole square. Okay, now as it is given it's rpm, not s. So as it is given in rpm, okay, so our first task, it's given rps only, so we don't have to divide it by anything by 60. We just need to multiply with 3 into 2 pi and this 8 into 2 pi, because already second is given. If it should have been minute, then you would have divided by 60. Since already in seconds, we don't have to do anything. Okay, so just put the values and solve. Let us put the values. So half into 0.5 into 16 pi whole square minus 6 pi whole square. Okay, so if you solve it, you'll easily get the value as half into 0.5 into 256 pi square minus 36 pi square. After this, just solve it, put the value of pi and you'll get the answer as 542.28 joules. Okay, after you solve it, put the value of pi as 3.14. Okay, so if you put the value of pi as 3.14, we'll get the answer as 542.28 joules. Okay, so basically this is a sum of work energy theorem, which is half into I into angular velocity at a time minus the initial angular velocity. Okay, so this is sum number 6. Now the last sum for today, okay, which is sum number 7. Okay, let's do sum number 7 over here. Last sum 7. Now what is sum number 7? It's given the moment of inertia of a ring. It is 0.40. So I is given as 0.40 kg meter square. Okay, if it is rotating at a rate of 2100 revolutions per minute. Okay, so it is rotating. That means your omega is given as 2100 rpm. So obviously it is given as rpm. Now t is given as 2 seconds. Now since it is given as rpm, so obviously we will be converting into seconds. So what we will do, we will divide 2100 into 2 pi by 60. That means cancels 30, the gone 70. So we are left with 70 pi. That means your angular velocity is 70 pi. Okay, what they have asked, what will be the work done? Okay, so to find out work done, first let us find out the torque, tau. Okay, let us first find out that work done is means tau. 0. You know omega as 70 pi. You know the time as 2. Okay, so if you cancel, you get 0.2. So you get it as 14 pi. 140, yes, 14 pi. So you're getting as 70 by 2, yes. So which is equal to 44 Newton meter. So this we have got the, we have found out the tau or the torque produced. Okay. So from what are the quantities given? So we have got moment of inertia 0.40, angular velocity is 2100 revolutions per minute, which is 2100 into 2 pi by 60, which is coming as 70 pi. Time is given as 2 seconds. We have found out torque tau. Okay. Why we have found out torque tau? Because there is a relation between your work done and your obviously they have asked the torque. So we have already found out the first quantity torque. Now we will be finding out how the work done. Okay. So students, I have already told you work done is nothing but kinetic energy. Okay. The other name of kinetic energy is work done. Obviously I have done it. So to find out the work done W, it is half into I omega square. You know I, which is 0.4, and omega square is 70 by pi whole square. So if you solve it, you'll get the answer. Okay. So your work done will come as 9662.40 joules. Okay. You all know how to solve this sum. So I'm not showing you the steps. This is simple calculation. Okay. Just do the square of 70 square, pi square, multiply, put the value of pi as 3.14. If you solve this part, you'll get the work done as 9662.40 joules. Okay. So students, today you have seen that the whatever sum I have done only deals with till here, the whatever the formulas I have done here. So students, you have to mug up these formulas, you have to remember these formulas to do this type of sums. Now, I have done the sums, I have done the 7 sums for you. I hope you have understood the sums. Now, after this, I'll be sending you some, after you go through this sum, the next day you will get some, you will get an assignment from the sums which I have taught you. Okay, I'll give you 10 sums to do. You have to do those sums and submit me in classroom the day the school reopens, because you will be marked in your project based on the assignment which I am giving you. So if you are not submitting your assignment, obviously you can't expect to get that. Only 10 marks you will get for whatever you have submitted the project. The rest 10 marks will be marked on the basis of the assignment which I am giving you. So please understand the sums, and I will be sending you some sums along with this video. Please do those sums and submit me in classroom for me to check. Hope you have understood this sum. Okay. So bye students. Please go through these sums properly. Understand. Okay. Next day, obviously if there are 25 sums, I've done only 7 sums. Next day I'll do more 7 sums. Okay, with you in the next video. Okay. So bye students. Take care.